All right, everyone. Thanks for joining again. Another shorter take one episode. And this time I want to briefly talk about ESPN and Disney's alternate broadcast that they started in the 2023 NHL season with the NHL Big City Greens Classic. And these are alternate broadcasts of live sporting events. So, much like you've seen since 2020 NFL season, Nickelodeon has had their Nick Days, where you watch the live game and then they superimpose things over the field. So if someone scores a touchdown, it looks like slime or snow is shooting into the end zone. There are various Nickelodeon characters that come across the field, come across the studio, and things like that. And it's become very, very popular, so much so that the 2024 Super Bowl, they actually had an alternate broadcast of that game as well. So Disney, as I said, in the 2022 NHL season started with the NHL Big City Greens Classic, and that was a lot of fun for them to be able to um, look at how they're going to use this technology. And with a company like Pixar, for example, what Disney has done through their ESPN subsidiary is they actually, instead of creating or instead of showing the live game, the real game with things superimposed on it, they actually are creating different characters, all computer generated characters for these events. So as you see, I point up the Big City Greens Classic was the first attempt, and then during the fall 2023 football season, we had the NFL Fun Day Football by with Toy Story, and that was a NFL London game. So that it was early in the morning. It actually, I think, in the United States, Central Time, it aired, I think, 9 a.m. So it was pretty, it went for that younger audience. They did another Big City Greens Classic. During the 2023 NHL season. And so they've done a few of those now. This past weekend, as time of recording, they actually had the Simpsons Fun Day football between the Bengals and the Cowboys. And this one was really, really interesting in that the Toy Story Fun Day football, they did not have any of the Toy Story characters participate in the game itself. They had like the claw would drop down the ball. Slinky Dog was the yardage to gain markers, and they would have characters pop in every once in a while. However, in The Simpsons, they actually had Bart playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, Homer Simpson playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and it all started with a dream sequence where a sequence where they're playing in the backyard, and then Bart Simpson goes and he takes a nap and he dreams about playing Homer Simpson takes a nap. He dreams about playing Bart Simpson in Adams Stadium in Springfield, and so that was the emphasis for the game. So again, Bart Simpson would go in and he would actually play some of the plays with the Cowboys. Usually, it would be the quarterback being replaced by Homer Simpson, and then Bart Simpson on the other side, along with his sister Lisa, were playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, and it made for a really cool thing watching the alternate broadcast and the live broadcast or the non-alternate, the real broadcast. The alternate broadcast probably had about a 20-second delay, I would say. And a lot of times that was so they could build that into the storyline. For instance, at the beginning during the coin flip, if you're watching, there's actually the Bengals won the coin flip. So Bart Simpson won the coin flip. Homer Simpson chased him around the field because he was upset that he won the coin flip. And then at the end of um, the game ended in overtime with the Bengals, or not in overtime. The game ended in regulation with the Bengals scoring a touchdown. And so what you saw on the alternate broadcast was actually Bart Simpson being the quarterback for the Bengals, throwing a pass to Lisa Simpson, Lisa catching it, and then juking out her father to score the winning touchdown. And so it was really, really cool to have that type of that type of storytelling. And now a message from Cody's Inner Dialogue. Hey, Inner Dialogue. Yeah, what's up, Cody?
I'm trying to promote being a fan of Disney the book for Christmas gifts for people, and I wanted to know if you had any ideas. Ideas? Yeah, I got some ideas. But what were you thinking? Well, being a fan of Disney the book is a really fun read about what Disney means to people. And it's told through stories of my Disney fandom and other people's Disney fandom. And, it's a really good way to let people know what Disney gives all of us and how it can interconnect all of us. It's a really, really fun thing. Um, who do you think this book would be good for? Everyone. Okay, everyone. Do you think, could you be a little bit more specific about why? Well, I think it would be really good for kids. It makes good stocking stuffers. Point of clarification. What's that? It would make a good present for a kid. Yeah, I'm not sure it would fit into a stocking. What do you mean? Well, like, I'm not sure a book would physically fit into a stocking. I don't know how big people's stockings are. Do you want to sell this book or not? Yeah, I do. I just, I want to be forthcoming with people so they know what they're getting. Well, I mean, come on. Well, how about this idea? Okay, let's hear it. If you're at the dinner table and you've run out of food, and this makes a really, really good gift for everybody. They won't be hungry for hours. What? If they've run out of food? You're not suggesting people eat the book, are you? No, don't be silly. It just makes good conversation for everybody at the party. Get it for everyone in your household. Get it for all of your guests that are coming. You will spend hours and hours talking about Cody's fun and interesting stories about his Disney fandom and other people's Disney fandoms. Oh, that's actually, nice, that's kind of a nice idea, inner dialogue. Thank you. I got one more. You want to hear it? Yeah, sure. What do people typically read on Christmas Eve? Well, as a family, a lot of people traditionally will read the night before Christmas. Yeah, let's start a new tradition. What's that? A nice, slow, calm reading of being a fan of Disney the book. I'm not sure about that. Why not? Well, that'd be kind of a long reading. Well, yeah, maybe, but it put people to sleep. I'm not sure that's really what we are going for. That's kind of rude, also, inner dialogue. But thanks for the idea, I guess. Being a fan of Disney the book is available on Amazon, and it's available in paperback, hardback, Kindle, or Audible version for anybody who's interested, and get it for any of your Disney fans on your Christmas list. Thanks a lot, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Now back to our show.
The next attempt is going to be over here over my shoulder. You see Disney NBA Deck the Halls, and this will air on Christmas Day. And you can see it says noon Eastern, so 11 o'clock where I am. And this game is going to take place on Main Street, USA at Walt Disney World. And I didn't really know what was going to happen with the characters because, as you could see in the Big City Greens Classic, you could see their faces, but their faces are all very, very similar looking. Okay. They're similar looking and they're similar looking to the characters that would appear in Big City Greens show. And Toy Story Football Fun Day, all of the players had visors, so you could not see facial features. Okay, that made it easier for that. And as I said, there were no Toy Story characters appearing in the games themselves. Fun Day Football, the players still have visors, but this time they implemented and they added some of the Simpsons characters into the actual gameplay. Apparently, what's going to happen with the NBA Dunk the Halls, it's between the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. Those players will be replaced by NBA characters, which brings up a whole lot of really, really interesting observations and questions. The game is promoted saying Mickey, Minnie, and friends are going to be hosting this game and playing in this game. And so it'll be really, really interesting to see while they're playing do with an NBA roster smaller, so it's a little bit easier to do this potentially. Um, does each player correspond with a specific character? Is it going to be like, uh, the point guard on the Knicks is always going to be Minnie Mouse. The point guard on the Spurs is going to be Stitch or someone like that. And how are they going to account for things like that? How are they going to account for differences? It'll be really, really interesting to see. It also, I think, brings up a lot of interesting commercial ideas and some interesting promotional ideas. And that's something that I'm going to talk about more in the new year once I have viewership data over the Simpsons game and over the Knicks game, and the Dunk the Halls game. Because the Big City Greens Classic, Fun Day Football for Toy Story, those were very popular events for the Walt Disney Company, and that's why they're continuing to do this. I'm interested to see what the viewership numbers were for the Simpsons game and what they're going to be for Dunk the Halls. I have read a few articles that said they sold out um, their premium advertising pricing and allotment for these games. I think it's a great way. It's a really, really interesting way to get those younger audiences in to watching these events. And I am really, really looking forward to seeing where they're going with it. So just to keep track, we've had Disney has now worked with the NHL and the NFL on these alternate broadcasts. They're about to work with the NBA. That's a new thing because you're going to see the facial features. Sorry, in the NBA you could see facial features. The NFL, it's harder. NHL, even that they have their helmets on. These because you could see the facial features. I didn't know what was going to happen. It seems like they're going to use computer generated characters for the players themselves. But it'll be interesting to see. Maybe they will actually use the players' faces, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. And if Disney does have contracts with Major League Baseball in some instances on ESPN. And then they don't really have a contract with Major League Soccer anymore, since Major League Soccer is now with primarily Apple TV Plus and then sometimes on FS1. But I would be really interested to see what other leagues are interested in doing this, because a previous article, when the Toy Story Football Fun Day game was shown, said a lot of leagues were looking at this and they were really, really interested in this. Will this continue? And I want to know how much it costs to put these productions on and how much ROI or return on investment they're getting or return on objective they're getting if it's really they just want to get after a younger audience. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. And as I said, I'll talk about it more in the new year once I have some more data on the viewership numbers from these games. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please have a great rest of your day. Bye.